Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Jimson Darius. Um, I am an ambassador at the Point at Norcross. I'm an ambassador at the from the Point at Norcross, and today we're going to talk about conserving water, ways to save on water, pretty much. So first and foremost, welcome. Today's going to be talking about greens, ways to save on energy bills, ways to save on water, predominantly water. I don't want to say energy bill because energy bills was consume of electricity and other stuff. So, but this ties in a little bit. But today again, predominantly is going to be talking about ways we can save on water, and options that we can have, alternative we can have to save on water. When we save on water, how can we save on? What do we need to do to save on it, and the things that we do to save on it. So happy Friday to all you guys, and I am happy that it is Friday. I am looking forward to my extended weekend. So I have Monday off, and I'm going to rest. I am going to try to do as little as possible, or maybe as much as possible. But I'm going to try to rest as much as I can for this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but all in all, I'm glad you guys made it through another day, another week. COVID is still here, it's still present, so be careful, you guys. Make sure you do everything within your power to be safe and not get caught out there and just catch the virus if you don't need to. So I thought today it's a good time to bring up some safety tips on how to save water. So let's hop to it. So I think today's gonna be a little bit shorter than normal. I don't think it's gonna be an hour. I think maybe about 30 minutes or so. Maybe not. Let me see. Depending on the conversation, I have a presentation for you guys. Depending on how it goes, we can see. So, all right. So, tips on how to save on water. Let's go to the first one. Tips number 1: turn off the water when you are brushing your teeth. All right. How many of you guys? I'm guilty of that. I don't know why I do it. When I'm brushing my teeth, I normally leave the water on the first probably 30 seconds or so of when I'm brushing my teeth, only because I don't know why it's soothing. Maybe it's relaxing. I don't know. I tend to do it. I was never taught to do otherwise. When I used to grow up, water was not a thing we would pay for, right? Because you live in an apartment sometimes, you don't pay for water, you just pay for electricity and your rent. They didn't have to worry about, but having a house or getting another apartment that we have right now, water is essential, and you have to pay for that, right? So I know myself, again, when I brush my teeth, I have a tendency to leave the water open, and majority of us do that. I do it, and even when my son does that, I do it too. But what I start to do right now is actually turn off the water when I start brushing my teeth. Because it saves so much. It saves so much water. Because right now, there's really no reason why we have to leave the water open, leave the faucet open while we're brushing our teeth. It's really there isn't. I think, again, it's more of a soothing thing, maybe because you don't want to hear yourself brush when you are brushing your teeth. Maybe the noise is annoying or something like that, or some people it's just, again, it's soothing. But when you let the water run, you can waste so much water. Matter of fact, you can save, or you use about almost 18 liters of water, which is about 4 gallons of water a week or so, if you are just leaving the water open. Sometimes I think for a day, if you're just leaving the water open, remember you're just leaving it on the faucet on, and you're not even trying to close it, and the water is just continuously running. And for those of you that pay for water, you know how hard it hit, and how much of a difference it makes in your bill if you are not, if you're not turning off the water when you're brushing your teeth. Again, you're only brushing your teeth. It only lasts about maybe a minute or two. But how much water is going down the drain if you are just leaving it open? And about 4 gallons of water is about 504 bottles of water a week. You can say the bottles of, I think, the little 5 liters water a week. So you know that's a lot of bottles of water that you just like literally throwing down the drain, right? So make sure whenever you are brushing your teeth to turn off the water. Alternative, what are some stuff that you can do when you are brushing your teeth to save some water? I start to implement with my son right now as well, is to have maybe like a cup next to the sink, and when you turn on the water, you just put the water in the cup. It would just the cup I would recommend just it would just be for the bathroom, right? And you're just not using it for anywhere else. You're not using it anywhere else in the kitchen, something like that. It's just primarily for the bathroom. So when you are brushing your teeth, you can get out the water, right, and then shake the water in your mouth and spit it out, or then wet your toothbrush and then you can brush your teeth. That can save. You really don't really need that much water. You have a cup of water about this much. You know just gargle some and then you spit some out and your mouth is all wet and brush your teeth. And you just brush your teeth. Throughout the whole time, you save. This is how much water you use in comparison to the water continuously falling, continuously draining, and you don't need to use it, right? So the alternative would be to have a cup next to the sink when you're brushing your teeth to rinse your mouth out or to rinse the brush out. And then you can just spit it out. And if you want to get another cup of water or something like that, you can do that. But imagine have this much a cup of water or two of these in comparison to like a gallon per day and just using it. I'm not using it per day, just sitting there, just because it's just pouring it out, right? Imagine taking a gallon of water, just pouring it out, and you're not using it, just pouring it out. That's just money being used. So that's how much you are pretty much you are losing. So 18 liters, which is about 4 gallons of water. In a week, that's about 504 bottles of water each week, right? Imagine that. That's just a lot of waste. Don't need to do all that, right? Again, the alternative would be just to have a cup next to it so you can just like rinse your mouth out or just wet your mouth before you brush your teeth. I do it with my son now because one, it's easier, and two, it's easy because it's splash water over the place. Also, he likes to have he likes the action of actually just taking a little cup, because what I use is a little mouthwash cup that I use. I just give it to him and I just like put it in his bathroom and he just use it. Fill it up. The cup is literally like this big. Fill it up and then shoot the water in his mouth and then spit it out. That's it. The water's not running. We don't need to let the water run. We just use the necessary water that we need. If you need to use extra, you can just refill it, use extra. But to just let the water run constantly, you don't need all that water. You're wasting it. You're just letting it go. So, tip number 2, I would say, flushing the toilet. This is a little bit iffy. This is up to you. Again, it depends on how you feel and how you think of it. I'm not saying you have to, but again, this is just tips on how you can save on water. So one of them is flushing your toilet. Where was I? I forgot where was I. I was, I think maybe when I was growing up at my grandfather's house, I was there, and there was this saying, you don't flush the toilet if you just pee. You only flush it when it's like number 2 or something like that, right? Which is, you have to, you should. But a lot of people tend to save on water. They do not flush the toilet after peeing. Especially if you've seen a water bill rising and you're flushing for every little pee that you do. And for me, I perfectly don't like peeing on somebody else's pee. If let's say I go in there and I see a toilet full of pee, maybe my wife used it and she didn't flush, and then I go in there and I didn't flush. Like, it's just, for me, because I don't really like it, and I'm saying only because that's not what I'm used to. I'm used to just like I'm peeing and flushing, I'm going instead of leaving it there. But to save on water, that is one way you can save on water. Actually, each time you flush is about 9 liters, which is 2 gallons of water or so that is being flushed out in the toilet. So imagine that. Like, imagine using 1 gallon, 2 gallons of water, you can say, each time you flush the toilet. So I pee 2 gallons. My wife comes, she pees 2 gallons. That's just that occasion. Now, how many times do we pee per day? Let's say if you're in the house, if I'm working from home, it's going to be more. Like, I'm going to, maybe because I drink more water now just to stay healthy, so I'm going to pee more. So if my wife does the same thing, So I'm peeing what 4 or 5 times a day. So you multiply that by 2. That's just a day, and then you multiply that by the week. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. It accumulates very, very quick. So, steps that you can take is definitely, if you can take steps to avoid wasting water. Again, some people don't really care about that. Some people, I'm gonna, flush it whenever I want to. But again, it's just I'm giving you examples of what you can do to save on water. If you're a type of person, the area that you're living in, you don't need to worry about paying water bills, and water is not a problem, or the payment is not a problem, or your water bill is not a problem. Hey, you can flush as much as you want, but again, the whole point is to save on water, because when you flush it, all that is going down the drain, and then there's a process of it that's gonna get done, and cleaning it and all that stuff, and you gotta get. Anyway, the whole point is try your best to not waste water unnecessarily, right? When I say unnecessarily, it means like you're not using it for anything else, just for letting it run. You're not using it because you're renting anything out. You're not using it because you're not doing any use of it. You're not taking any use of it, so therefore it is waste. So any way you can minimize wasting water, you try your best to, right? So I highly encourage it, but flushing the toilet. But again, that's an option to you. I think one quote that I came across that I think was interesting. Again, this is just my opinion. I don't say I exactly go by it, but this is just a tip I'm giving you. A quote that I came across is that if it's yellow, why not let it mellow? Right? So just let it sit. There are also some toilets that comes with number ones and number twos, right? Number 1 and number 2 flushes. So you go into the bathroom, you press 1 and it flushes. It still flushes, but it doesn't. I guess it doesn't take as much water, which I don't know if that actually works, because I've seen toilets like that you say it's a number 1 or number 2, but it seems to me the same amount of water that goes down the drain. But I could possibly be wrong. But if there can be a toilet where I can still flush it, but it's not going to take as much water as taking a number 2, because if you're taking a number 2, you need as much water to flush that sucker down. So that's definitely it. But tricks and trades you can do to just save water. Again, this is primarily for those of you that are that need to, I wouldn't say worry, but if you have to worry about water bill, your water bill is accumulating and your bill is high, then you need to take precautionary measures to just to reduce the amount of water that you use, right? There's gonna be some other stuff here I'm going to tackle that's gonna help you save money, or that might increase your bill, right? So you're gonna have to take steps to just either be aware of it or just take actions towards that, right? There's a lot of things, especially when you have a house. There's gonna be a lot of things that you have to pay attention to. Leaky faucets, you gotta look for cracks. Maybe if your wall is wet, that means that there might be a leak somewhere. In the basement, make sure there's not a leak. But that's just the leak part. But I'm gonna go towards that later on. But as having a house, you pay for everything. Electricity, you pay for water, you pay for gas. If you're getting gas, on that stuff. So everything is being paid for. So you want to minimize as much as possible. So any tricks that you can have, any trade that you can have to save water to minimize your bill, do so. And this is the list that I have for you guys that you could possibly help you guys. If you don't want to, that's really up to you. I'm just here to help you guys possibly save on your bill. So if you don't want to, I hope that you can pass this video on to somebody else that can benefit from it. So enough of the rant. So let's try number 3. Tip number 3: washing machine and dishwasher. I don't know why I can't say washing machine and dishwasher. So in comparison to, I don't have a personal washer dryer set, so I have to go out to a laundromat to do laundry. Probably could get one, but it's not necessary right now. But when you go to a laundry, you don't go by one load, or you can a handful of clothes to the laundromat to wash your clothes and dry it. That's a waste of time. right? You wait until it accumulates. You get a good basket of dirty clothes, and then you put it and you fill it up, and then hit the button and go, right? And the reason why I said that is this is the same thing with as a washing machine, a dishwashing machine. You don't want to just press the go button, the start button on a dishwashing machine. It has one or two plates in there, a couple of spoons, a couple of forks, right? You want it to have full, so you can get the full amount of savings that you can, right? So you don't want to have to just like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't prefer to just like to put one or two dish in a dishwashing machine so I can like clean it. I would wait. I wait until it fill up. Just like my dirty laundry, I wait for it to fill up so I can actually save money, right? Again, just think of it as you are going to the laundromat. You're not going to go with like a couple of handful of clothes, right? That's a waste of trip. You're going to go with a load of clothes and then fill it up and then be on your merry way. And you use that in your own house. If you have your own washer dryer, and it's easier because it's at your home. You can just like throw a little, throw your dirty clothes in there and then, wash it. But the more you use it, the more water you use. So you might as well find some kind of ways that you can save. So again, load a full load instead of a half load. A full load instead of just like a couple of handful of clothes for you to just throw in there. So that's the crucial thing. So putting a full load versus a half load saves you about 80 liters or 21 gallons of water for the washing machine. And a dishwashing machine is about 23 liters or 6 gallons of water for a dishwasher. So imagine that, like 6 gallons it can save you every time you press that, right? Every time you press that button, it can save you. Instead of doing every little dish and then pressing the start button, you can just wait until your dishwasher is full, right? Full, and then you can just press the start button. There's no rush because you're not doing the work, right? The only work you're doing is pretty much taking the dishes and putting into the dishwasher. But again, highly, highly recommend that you guys don't, especially those that have personal washer dryer set at the house, at your home, I would say, or apartment. Get a full load. Again, unless you guys are not paying for water, you're not paying for electricity, you can do whatever you want. I don't suggest it, but even if you're not paying for water, even if you're not paying for electricity, I would highly recommend that you just get a full load, both for the washing machine and for the dishwasher, that you're not wasting anything, right? You're not wasting anything. You're not wasting any water. You're not wasting electricity. For those that are paying, you will save in your money. You will save in your electric and water bills. So that's how much you pretty much are saving. So for washing machine, clothing washing machine is about 8 liters, which is 21 gallon. For a dishwasher, it's about 23 liters, or it's about 6 gallons of water that you are using just about each time or per week. So, be sure how much, be aware of how much you are spending, how much you are wasting on water. And you can definitely notice that if you are paying the bills. If you're not paying the bills, you're not really caring. All right, let me go on to tip 3. Tip 3 is water-wise recommendations. So water-wise is a label that you see. I wish I had one I could show you guys. The label that you see in the label that you see on washing machines, maybe dishwashers, appliances that's going to save you energy, right? Save you an energy. They even have detergents that are, they're not. It's not too foamy. I would have to show you guys. It's a little pod, or it's a circle recycle sign that you can wash your clothes clean, but it's not gonna take too much fizz, right? It's not gonna have a lot of soap, and you having too much soap, it's gonna take a lot more water to rinse it out. So on the same note, they have machines that save you they save you a lot of water or energy saving and water saving appliances. So you, when you buy a dishwasher, there are signs on the appliance that tell you that, okay, this appliance will help you save on energy, or will help you save on water. So look for water labeled or water wise recommendations on labeled on the appliance that you're going to get. Anything that's going to utilize water, electricity, you want to know that you're paying and you're going to get the best out of it, right? And it's not going to cost it. If it costs you a bunch of money, you don't want to have to pay extra, like, water bills and electric bills in the long run if you don't have to. So every time you buy any kind of appliance, you want to know that it's energy efficiency, where it's not going to take too much energy to work. If you plug it in and press start, it's not gonna pull too much of your electricity out, right? It's gonna save you a whole lot more energy. So be aware of those things. Don't be like oblivious. Like, read and do your research. So if something comes up, it's like, okay, I'm good because I know I did my research, and whatever appliance that I have is gonna be fine. So buy water wise recommendation. It's a label that says that on there. So it's water wise recommendation, and it saves you a lot of water of usage. So it doesn't need as much water to just clean. Let's say the dishwasher, it doesn't need as much water to clean your dishes. It can just use a certain power. It should just use a machine or a power wash that wash everything, and use less water instead of just like a bucket of water, and you don't need to use that. So look for those labels. So number 4 tips, it would be leaky pipes. I was saying in the leaky taps or leaky pipes. I was saying in the beginning, definitely when you have a home or a house, I would say you have to be careful about that. Like, look into areas that are wet, the wall, the floor, tapping, right? Where is it coming from? Is you hear tapping in between the walls? If you hear tapping, let's say you close your faucet and it's still leaking, right? Maybe you have a downstairs basement, and not much of us follow that or listen to that or go down there, right? Should I say? And then there's a leak and you don't monitor it, you don't notice it, you don't see it, or you don't pay attention to it, and it can wind up being something bigger than what it is. I think my cousin went through that a few months ago, where his basement flooded, and I don't know if he had insurance for that, or he did, or it just taking too long. But insurance is for the basement. But stuff like that. If you see any leakage, if you see any wet walls, if your wall is wet, right? The wall is wet, and you need to make sure. Okay, you need to get an expert and look at the walls to see where the water is coming from. That actually happened when I used to be back in New York. Somebody did a work on a floor, put the floor in there, and they're using the pressure nail, and it's a nail that uses pressure to just like to stabilize the floor or something like that, to nail the floor. But he used it on the wall, he used it on the wall, and he went straight to the wall. And we had pipes behind the wall, and the water pipe hit the water pipe, and so it starts spewing. So the wall was wet. Downstairs basement was almost flooded. Honestly, flooded. It was a lot of water, and we had to get homeowners insurance get that cleaned up. And that's not fun. Even if you have coverage, you still gonna have to pay like a $500 deductible. But they fix it. But stuff like that. You have a home, make sure you pay attention into that. Make sure you are doing your due diligence as far as what's going on in the house and how can you make sure things are not going wrong. Again, leaky faucets. So a leaky tap or leaky faucet can run you about 5,500 liters, which is 1,453 gallons of water a year. This is water just continuously running without you even noticing, right? Or the tap, which is like water's running overnight. That little tap can accumulate to a bottle real quick, right? And over time, you can lose so much water, especially again if you're paying for that, you can see how much you are losing, and that's how much you can really. If you, especially one that's continuously running, that can run you dry. So pay attention on an apartment or your house. Predominantly, I say a house because the house is usually bigger. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. An apartment is usually like one level or so you're able to see everything. But a house, it's different layers. You got upstairs that have a bathroom, you have downstairs bathroom, and some people have a basement. And you just got to pay attention to that, right? So be aware of where the leaks are in the house. That you make sure that you take care of it when it is an issue, right? If you need to get a specialist come to do, maybe get you a new sink or a new handle that needs to be tightened up or something like that, or they need to just look at the walls, maybe something is loose, somebody did something wrong. Either way, get that done before it becomes a bigger issue, right? So I would prefer to pay for this wall, which is about maybe $200-300 to get that done. The pipe get fixed, and they use the plaster, and then it's fixed, painted, no problem. Whereas if I leave it and the water gets worse, now it's on the floor gets damaged, furniture gets damaged, right? So now we're gonna pay homeowners insurance balance, a bigger balance that you're gonna pay. So instead of paying $200-300, now you're paying thousands of dollars out of pocket. And again, you weigh the options. You tell me which one you would prefer to do. So make sure you are pretty much paying attention to that. So again, a leaky faucet can go up to 1,453 gallons a year, which is enough to fill up like 4.5, depends on what kind of fire truck that you have. It can fill up almost a good 3.5, 4 fire trucks. When I say that, it's because fire trucks use water, right, stored water in the fire trucks to get to the location. Just in case there's no fire hydrant there, they can use the water within the truck to put out the fire, right? Maybe some of you guys did not know that, and I hope you do. I just educate you on something. Yeah, so fire trucks do have a tank in the truck, and they fill it with water. So therefore, whenever it gets to the area, let's say an area that don't have any what was that? What I'm looking for? Any hydrants, and they have water in reserve, so they can actually at least fight the water for the time being until they are connected. They couldn't connect it somewhere else. So that's that. So let's move on to tips number. Almost done with you guys. Number 6. Use rainwater to wash cars. So I don't know how good you guys can do that. There are some people that can collect rainwater. Use a really big dome or a container that filters the water that's falling from the roof or the roof all around the house, and it collects in this big dome. And you can use that water to water your plants. You can use that water to water your grass. You can use that water to wash your car, the windows, and all that stuff. You can use that water to just it's a substitute. I wouldn't use it to drink, but I would use it for just about everything else around the house, outside the house. I will use it. I can plant the food. I can water the food. I can water the grass, and I can wash the car and other stuff like that. Right? If you want to power wash, you can probably use something like that. Now, you probably need a hose, but you can use rainwater. Right? Use rainwater so you can reserve and not use your regular water. So that's a good way of saving. Right, but not everybody is shabby of that of how to not know how to get that done. But it's an option. You have free water coming from the sky, so you might as well try to use that as much as you can, and utilize it to just water your lawn, right? And water your plants and wash your cars, and I don't know, right? I don't know. You can use it for a lot of stuff, or I don't know, fill up your pool. I don't know, right? So that's an option. So. I guess the last one I could say for you guys is plants. When you're planting, as I was telling you before, when you can use rainwater to water your plants, but also not using a hose to water your plants. Especially if you have a house, this is predominantly for the people that have houses. If you don't have houses, you won't have hose in a house, but for those of you that have houses that have lawns and that have flowers and plants outside, it's preferably to use a container, right, a water container to just water your plants, and that way you can measure how much water goes in, because the water can have a tendency when it's in a hose to just you give more than you need to. Excuse me, you give more than you need to, and that's gonna be a problem. You don't need to. You want to you don't want to have to go into that. So I highly recommend you guys to look into that. If you don't have to worry about paying water bills, still you have to be aware of it, how to save water. Maybe you go to somebody's house, sleep over somebody's house, your family's house that have to pay for water. Be cognizant of that. You don't want to have to just run the water and drop the bills. I think there's one that I skipped. Washing machine, water, leak, tap, and water. Oh, I think I missed one. So that was the first one. So one last one I didn't put on my list, but I know I have it, is to take a shower instead of taking a bath. For those of you that like taking a bath, use a whole lot of water. Okay? Use a lot of water. You use a whole lot more water than you use when you're taking a shower, right? It's just like, again, watering a plant in comparison to, watering the plant with the water container and with the hose. The water is running constantly, and the water, you don't need a whole bathtub of water. That's almost like 20 gallons of water, if not plus, that you're not gonna need, right? You can use whatever water you use to fill up the tub to take about maybe two and a half showers, if not more, right? But you save a buckload of money or of water if you take a shower instead of taking a bath. My son loved to take a shower or take a bath, I would say. So what I do is I would run the shower, let it run, and fall on him, and just plug the tub, and the water can accumulate slowly. And then when it gets a certain height, I just turn it off, and he can just play for the time being, and then rinse him off. But try your best to take a shower instead of taking a bath, because that goes a long way. I know friends of mine, matter of fact, my family, my brother, he loved taking long showers. But he's not paying for water bills. So he takes about, I'm not gonna lie, he takes about 45 minutes to an hour to shower. I don't know how he does. He does his hair. He has a whole sauna in there. So who knows? But he take his time when you take a shower. But those are the tips that I have for you guys. I hope you guys learned something. Leave me comments. Any questions if you want. I'll go back and I'll check it. So again, my name is Jameson Darius. I am an ambassador at The Point at Norcross. And today we're talking about green initiative. So way we can save, right? So today we're talking about how we can save on water and save ourselves in energy, save ourselves on bills and money that's going down the drain. So literally, if you're not using it, shut it down, turn it off, so you can save. Not only just someone that if you're not paying for it, but still, right? You don't want to use something that other people need or other people can't have. So I encourage you guys to take action as much as you can. And I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys learned something. Be safe, enjoy your weekend, or extended weekend for some of us. I'm going to relax, I'm going to enjoy myself. And I hope you guys do too. COVID is still around, guys. Make sure you are covering up. I don't need to cover up, I'm in my house. So, but yeah, stepping out, cover up, and make sure you take care of yourself and other people around you. So, especially the elders. So be safe, guys. I will see you guys later. Bye.